Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson, and we're going to start a new series on what it's like to be a Masters competitor. So we're going to go through a lot of different subtopics in that, but I have to say, man, my hat is off to Adam, who just got off a plane from the Olympia at the time of this recording. So he's a trooper, man. Just gets home and gets right into recording for you guys in Contest Prep U.
I love getting back to my normal schedule, so it feels really good to be home and being back into the usual routine.
Awesome. Well, just coming from a big show like that, let's talk about our first subtopic, which is the divisions and the classes that are now available to Masters competitors. Because there was a time when Masters was 40 and over, and that was it. And now in different organizations, there are subcategories, and they have those classes for different divisions. So from an NPC and an IFBB standpoint, can you go through which divisions, bikini, figure, men's physique, etc., have Masters options and what those tiers are?
Yeah, so essentially in the NPC and the IFBB, you have basically Masters in every division now. So bikini, physique, classic physique, bodybuilding. You even have women's physique and figure in the mix now. Most of those starting around 35 and up. And I believe bodybuilding goes as high as 70 and up. But a lot of the female classes are 55 and up. So you get a pretty wide range with about a 10-year split in between each one. So that's super exciting because as you age, and we'll talk about this more in our later episodes, it can sometimes be harder to prep. So it really gives everyone a chance to, be their best within a certain category.
Yeah, and at the larger national shows, they usually go up in 5-year increments. So you could be in the 50 to 55, 55 to 60. But in most state or regional shows, are they sticking to 10-year increments typically?
It seems to be really common in the 10-year department. But yes, like you said, it can be 5 years in the Masters, and typically can be. I believe bodybuilding is split by every 10. In some of the higher ages, like the 60 to 70, they usually won't break it up into 65 or up. But once it gets down into the 50s, you start seeing that 5-year split again.
And I will say in the drug-free organizations like the WNBF and OCB and all those different organizations around the country, around the world, typically I think just you almost have to go one-off, looking at each organization to see where their splits are, because it's generally going to be not quite that tight. It could be 40 to 50 and 50 and over, things like that. But I'll leave that to you guys to check. What I want to do, Adam, is talk about the major question everybody has. Every client says, okay, I'm this old. Let's say I'm 49 years old. So should I go in the 45s, the 40s, the 35s, and the open? What do you generally recommend for clients in terms of how many classes they approach, and what is your reasoning?
Yeah, it depends on the client. A great example is I had a client earn her IFBB Pro card, Gina Beccaria, and I knew she would be extremely competitive. So she did bikini 45 and up, and I also had her do 40 and up. And just with the level of competition I knew she would bring, I wanted 2 chances at that Pro card. She actually ended up winning 45 and up and the 45 and up overall. And on top of that, she even won her 40 and up class. So essentially she won 2 Pro cards and an overall, but you only get 1 Pro card. But because of how competitive she was, I had her cross down 1 more class. And if someone's going to be competitive, you could find the 40 and up isn't as competitive as the 45 and up. You might have less people. There can be a lot of different reasons. But I usually don't recommend crossing over down in age more than one class.
Mm. Yeah, and I totally get your point about just having that shot. You're already there at that show. You don't know who may or may not be crossing over. So, just to give yourself that extra shot at a win. But I agree that when people are doing that too often, almost just kind of running the table, then you lose a little bit of the entire reason of having those age categories. But I think that's a great start for our series, Adam. And we're gonna start carving this up into a lot of different topics. So you guys stay tuned, and we will see you next time in Contest Prep University.